Let's get more on our top story now, and the Supreme Court ruling which found that the owners of a bakery did not discriminate against a customer by refusing to make a cake supporting gay marriage. Some within the gay community believe that the decision has wider implications and will only add confusion to the Goods and Services Act. Christian couple Daniel and Amy MacArthur, who run Belfast-based Ashes Baking Company, told activist Gareth Lee they would not make the cake, which sparked a long-running legal battle over whether the couple had broken discrimination laws. Let's discuss the ruling with Benjamin Butterworth, who's the editor of the Weekend Eye newspaper and LGBT rights activist, and Jack Valero, the co-founder of Catholic Voices. Hello to you both. Benjamin Butterworth, to you first. Your reaction to today's ruling by the Supreme Court. This was about the message, not the man.
I'm incredibly disappointed by this ruling and very surprised because the two previous court cases had both found in favour of the gay customer. And I worry about the implications of saying that a gay person or someone wishing to get married can't go into a business, in this case a bakery, to buy a cake and purchase that cake in the confidence that they'll be able to give it. This is essentially discrimination, because when you talk about whether or not it's the message and not the customer, actually the message was integral to the customer and his identity. It was about the protected characteristic of being a gay person, and the idea that a gay person's fundamental right, in my opinion, to get married can be rejected as a controversial political statement is discrimination, and I hope that the law won't change because of this and that it won't have wider implications for other cases of goods and services. Was
this discrimination, Jack Valero?
I don't think so. I think it's a triumph for common sense, because we can live in a country with a good, vibrant civil society where nobody is discriminated against, but we can disagree. We can disagree on how we think about society, and nobody is forced to violate their conscience and push messages they disagree with in conscience. So I think that's very good. And I think it's clear, as was said in the judgment today, that it's not discrimination, because gay marriage is not a message that is pushed only by gay people. Many people push it, whether gay or otherwise. And also, there are gay people, I know some of them, who are against gay marriage, some because they think it's good as it is, and some because they are against marriage altogether. So I don't think that gay marriage and being gay are the same thing. And therefore, as this judgment said, this is about the message, the fact that somebody said, I want a cake to make a political message in a part of the country where gay marriage is not allowed, it's not legal, to make a political statement, and the people making the cake said, no, this goes against our principles for religious reasons or otherwise, or for societal reasons that they think is bad for society, and they're allowed to have this opinion without discriminating against anybody.
Benjamin, the President of the Supreme Court, Lady Hale, was very clear that you wouldn't be able to deny someone a service because of their gender, because of their race, because of their sexual orientation, religion, disability. But that wasn't what was happening in this case. It was about that particular statement. It wasn't about the individual. Gareth Lee would have been served regardless. He had been in the past, he would be in the future. It was that they objected to the message on that cake and they didn't have to make it as a result.
But you see, here's the thing. The question in this debate has been about whether saying support gay marriage is some kind of simply political statement or whether it's about a protected characteristic. That means being gay or black or disabled, or some of those. Now, I don't accept that saying support gay marriage is not fundamentally linked to that protected characteristic. I, as a gay person, other gay people across the country, have fought for equal rights, some of which are not all extended to Northern Ireland yet. But I think the argument that saying you don't agree with the basic human rights that should be afforded to every gay person in this country and refusing to bake that on a cake is an infringement of that person and because of their sexuality. And the other thing is that where do we draw the line with this? Because if you think of another example, if that baker had refused to say, let's say the cake had said, I support interracial marriage between a black woman and a white man, for example, do you really think they would have got away with refusing to bake that cake? I don't think they would. Because when you open a business and when you say you're going to serve customers, you should serve all customers.
Let's put that to Jack Valero now, because this is about business and beliefs and whether or not there is a place for beliefs within the business system. What are the wider implications of this ruling today?
Well, first of all, I don't think that gay marriage is a universal human right. There are many people who believe marriage should be between a man and a woman, and that's not because they are discriminating against gay people. They have a different vision of society. And so to say that this is a human right that attempts against the rights of gay people if you don't agree with it.
What about Benjamin's argument that if this
But,
statement had been something else about interracial marriage, for example?
Okay, well, interracial marriage is not comparable, but I'm thinking, for example, of a Muslim printer, and he shouldn't be forced to print Mohammed cartoons, even though you and I may think that Mohammed cartoons are okay, but he should not be forced to print them because he thinks in conscience that should not be done. So why in a society that where we all live together in peace, we're not allowed to have different opinions of what's good for society and live in peace? I don't know. I think this judgment shows that we can, and that we don't need to all agree on something in order to live together in peace.
So, Benjamin, is the Ashers, the family that run the firm of bakers, have argued is about freedom of belief, freedom of conscience?
Well, look, I just think that Jack from Catholic Voices revealed a lot. He tries to say on the one hand that this case isn't about sexuality, it's simply about the message on the cake, while also pointing out that he absolutely opposes my right to get married, as is his right to get married. So I think that speaks volumes about the sorts of people that are opposed to this. You know, this wasn't a question of saying I support a hard border after Brexit. This is about something that's a fundamental right and is linked to my rights and other gay people's rights fundamentally. And the crass comparisons that have been made. You know, I've seen people from other Christian organisations saying that it's like saying to a Jewish person that you should have to write a Nazi message on it. Those comparisons being made are obscene, because this isn't simply about a political message or an offensive message to a religious group. They're not comparable, because this is about a rights issue, a gay rights issue, an equalities rights issue. And when you talk about the message on the cake, I say, what is the message that this Supreme Court ruling sends to young gay and bisexual and transgender and lesbian people across this country? It sends a message that if you grow up and you are gay and you're coming to terms with that sexuality, other people who you're willing to pay in business can refuse that because they don't like who you are fundamentally as a human being. You're born gay, you choose to be Christian.
Jack Valero?
No, it's not about your rights. It's about a message. It's absolutely about a message. In a country where gay marriage is not legal, for a cake to say legalize gay marriage, support gay marriage, this is absolutely a political message. It's nothing to do with serving. And it could have been anybody going into that shop, gay or otherwise, to do this. So it's just not comparable. And I think we agree. You can get married if you want.
I do want.
The fact that I agree or disagree with that decision. Not with your decision, of course I agree, but whether I agree that this is a good thing for society or not is irrelevant. I want you to be happy, I want people to be happy, but I don't want to be forced to push an opinion with which I disagree. And that's the basic thing. And this is a political opinion in a part of the country where gay marriage is not legal, for these people to say, I support gay marriage, when it's actually not the case.
OK, Jack Valero, Benjamin Butterworth, that's all we've got time for. Thank you both very much indeed. It has been a long-running case, the decision made today, but the debate will continue.